In this video, I'm going to talk about soloing over Mo Better blues. And in the last video, we learned that it's not really blues at all, but it's really just 8 bars. But it has kind of a blues flavor and more gospel than anything. So in this video, I've written out one chorus of solo for you. I'm going to play that through once, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. And a little bit later, I'll post a link to the sheet music so you can download it, practice it, and then make changes to the solo for your other choruses of soloing. So, okay, let me play it for you and we'll come back and we'll talk about it. All right, so there's the solo, and as you can see, I've written it out for you. Let's go through and discuss it. Before this section here, just that 2 bars, there's a missing G, which is an 8th note in the bar before, but because I wanted to just start here because I can write here, that means, just remember that this 8th note comes here, So what are we doing? Well, the bass has 1, 7, and 3 of the chord in the left hand. And in the right hand, we're just essentially first playing the G minor triad, or the G triad, with a grace note. And that's kind of what gives it that bluesy feel, which is the A sharp or the B flat. And then we're gonna slide into that B flat on the way down. Now, my suggestion is you take a look at that in a lot of blues things because you're going to hear a lot of things that sound like that. Is another way, or... But I've simplified it for you here just with these 8th notes. And again, if you want to take it and expand on that, you can do that. But I think it's worth noting that it's just a simple triad with some grace notes. And that gives it that kind of bluesy feel. And then we're going to stick in this comping in the left hand, which kind of comes between the lines. So a lot of times what you'll hear me play is you'll hear me play a line. And then I comp, and then go to the next chord. So it's this intermittent comping, which kind of gives it a nice feel. So make sure you get those 8th notes in there. You could probably even put 2 in. All right, let's tackle this line. What we're doing here is we're approaching the E natural from 2 notes below. You'll often hear that in a lot of phrases. So basically it's like instead of an 8th note, you're just putting 2 16th notes together as an introduction to the chord, which is the C chord. So E, G, A, G, which is just a simple C 6th chord. And in the left hand, we have fourths. This is fourths here in the left hand. So E, A, and D. And then we're going to do fourths again on the E7 chord, which makes it an E7 sharp 9 chord, which is the G natural. And what we're doing in the right hand is we're spelling the chord, 3, 5, 7, and 9. And you'll hear that a lot in jazz. So what we're doing with the A minor is just what we did over here with the G chord. We're doing the same thing with the A minor, just playing these grace notes. And we could have done that with the G, which we did. So a lot of this, people ask me all the time, how come it sounds more musical than my soloing? And the answer is, I'm kind of repeating things just to give it kind of like this ongoing melody, just like the tune. Mo Better Blues. So there's a lot of repetition in there, and I'm basically doing the same thing. I'm repeating these motifs. Okay, so it's repeating from the first few bars. And this next section here, which starts right here, I want to discuss in detail, because what I wanted to do was give you a lick that was faster than the normal eighth notes, which is in this case 16th notes, and how does it make sense? So what you have is this lick leading to the third of the chord. So I've talked about this before, where you've got passing notes leading to a solid note in the chord. Solid notes being 3 and 7, 1, 3, 5, and 7, I think can all be approached. But in this case, we're approaching the A. So 1 below, 1 and 2 above. 1 below, 2 above, and then 1 below. And you might want to try that in a lot of different keys. Do it with like C minor, or F minor, or E major. Is that the same as we're doing before? There, like that. So again, you're basically doing 1 note below, 2 notes above, 1 note below. Things like that. And basically, they're just passing notes leading to the major sound in the chord. And then we're just spelling the chord, which is 3, 2, or 9, and then 7 and 5, right, of the chord. And then we've got this bluesy sound. You'll hear me do that a lot in playing. Whether we're in A minor or E minor, whatever, it's just like this sound. And basically what you're doing is you're sliding from the 4th note into the flat 5. So, right? So remember that. It's just something that you can use a lot in your soloing. And then once we're done that, we're coming back to the D sus chord and just playing the 9th to the 11th to the 5th of the chord. Pentatonics, right? Basically. Pentatonic scale. So it's G, A, B, D, and E. And that's all we're doing there. And then we're going to the flat 3 of the key, which is G, right? So the B flat, that note right there, brings us back into this sort of bluesy feel. And then that riff here, you're going to hear that a lot in jazz as well. That's one that you can practice all day long on blues scales, F blues. Right? All day long. Okay? And then all it does on the last bar is it just goes to the G. So. Right. So. And a lot of times when you're starting soloing, remember, like if there's motifs like this, just to repeat them a couple times in your solo, just to kind of get people's ears back to where the music is. When in doubt, play the melody or play something that comes from the original melody, which is, that's the answer to the tune, right? Here's the call, and the answer is, okay? So I hope that's helpful to you. Let me post a link right now that you can go and download the sheet music. I'm also going to put a link to the backing track as well on that page. So you can go download the sheet music for free, and there's a link there to grab the backing track as well. So let me know how it goes for you. If you want to record it and send it back, play this solo and then put one of your choruses of solo up against it, that would be great. I'd love to hear that. I can maybe give you some feedback and some pointers. And yeah, it's probably not the hardest thing to do. So have at it and let me know how it goes. If you have any other questions, please post them below. I'm really looking for, actually, this idea for this video came from one of our subscribers. So if you have an idea for a video, just post it in the comments below. That would be great. And also subscribe, hit the little bell because you'll be notified of upcoming videos. And thanks so much for your time. I appreciate it. Have a great day.